Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. As always, huge massive thank you for the support. So again, with the White Christmas, I'm coming back. This time I've got this super cute Westie, and if I look at his face, he does look like he's an older boy, bless him. He's got quite a full fat face. Poppy was part Westie. She was a Westie poo, but she was like the chocolate of the poodle, so she was like a dark Westie, but obviously had the attitude of a terrier. So that's the printed cardstock. You've got two inserts, one with the tartan and the fleur-de-lis sort of thing at the top, and then you've got that lovely image again, and then the foiled one is this silver with the holly sort of bow going along it. So with this sort of size and shape of topper, to me it sort of screams stepper card. So that's the first card that I'm going to do. So let me grab a piece of movie card just before I start. I'm going to bring in a piece of my 12 by 6 card that I get from Paper Cuts. And this is the 300 by 300 GSM. And I'm going to be making a stepper card, but I'm only going to be making the step on one side. So I want that slightly wider part for my image to go on. Just because I want to see more of the paper, sort of the cardstock. So I'm going to cut from 1 down to 7. And then we can pop that off for a second and bring in the scoreboard. Bring in the tool. We want to go across at 1 and 2 and 7, and then I'm just going to turn that over and go across the middle up to the line. Pretty sure that's all the folds. So I'm just working out whether I want, because I want that on the other side. So let's pop that one down. It's just about easing this into the shape. And this one is going to come back and down. And then we're going to be able to, give that a good press down with the bone tool. So let's move that out of the way. And I've got this porcelain burnishing tool. And I'm just going over all of those creases, making sure they're nice and crisp. And that's just going to help this card fold nicely. You just see that's just not quite done there. There we go. There we go. So that's how it's looking at the moment. So you could have it any way you like, really. You know, if you wanted a different look to your card, you can always rotate it. I'm going to use it as it is intended, or how I've cut it. So let's bring the trimmer back in, and I'm going to use some holographic silver because the foiling on this one is silver. And the first piece I'm going to do is a 1 by 6 mat from here. So I'm just going to take 2 notches off that one. So I'm going to move this to 5 and 2 notches. Says. And then this here is going to be 2 notches into that one, and then we can take 2 notches off the 6. Usually I do it on the other side, but I just thought I'd do it a little bit harder today for some reason, not quite sure why. But that should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. And then this piece here is going to be 5 by 5. So I'm going to cut this 2 notches under the 5. And then 2 notches under the 5. I just have to be careful with that measurement, just because of this here, this sort of edge. It's right on that mark, so if I line it up to that edge, I'm slightly under that sort of mark, which is fine, as it's going to be the same all the way around, but If you see me just readjusting and readjusting, it's just because of that mark there. So this one is 5 by 1, so we're going to go 2 notches under the 5 and then 2 notches under the 1. Hoping that's straight. And that's going to fit on there quite nicely. Okay, so let's see which, didn't decide which cardstock I wanted to use. I'm going to use this one, the printed. So I'm going to start by cutting this to 5 3/4. And then I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch off this bottom piece because I want that to go along the bottom. Oops. And then that is going to be 5 3/4 in length. So that's going to go onto there. And then this piece needs to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'm taking it off this border, just making that border just a little bit smaller. So we haven't got the whole, you know, it's not going to be a complete. You've got as much of the white and the holly as you've got of that border there. And then lastly, this one needs to be 3/4 of an inch by 5, so it's going to be 4 3/4, and then that piece is going to go down the side and match in. And we've still got a piece there that we can use elsewhere. Actually, let's put it in there. So that is our mats and layers cut. So I'm going to start just to mat and layer these up. So the glues I'm going to be using is the Kalau All Purpose. I've just topped that up today, although I have made some cards before this. And then the Kalau Tacky glue with that one. So I'm going to start with this piece here. And I'm just going to put my All Purpose along it, a little bit of tacky in the corners, maybe a little bit along there as well, just to get that sticking down. And if you've got any embossing folders that have that leather texture, that will be beautiful along there, because that's kind of what that looks like. Looks like the green sort of leather. My auntie used to have a settee, leather settee in that colour. It was quite an old one. I don't know where she got it from. I don't think she had it from new, because it had like patches on it and things. But it was gorgeous, and like on a summer's day when you first sit down, it's really lovely and cool on your legs, but it does warm up quite quickly. Not so great in the winter. Okay, and then same with this one. Again with that tacky glue in the corners. I just don't like to go too near the edges with the all-purpose glue, in case it hits this foil, because it can take the finish off due to the nature of that glue. So just giving that a good press down. And I think I want to come in with some ribbon. So I've got this, I can find the end of it, it's just unravelled in my hand. It's red ribbon. Oh, here's the end. So, and I think this kind of matches in with this colour quite beautifully. The other thing I've got, let me just, before I cut that one, so we've got that one, and I've also got this thin velvet, which is like a wine colour. That was too thick. So we'll go with this nice 3mm one. And just going to give it a cut and a cut, so I'll probably do a bow with it, so I'll cut that off ready. And I'm going to use some super sticky red line tape, I don't throw the scissors down me and injure myself. And get this popped on. And okay, so we're just going to pop that on, and I quite often balance it on the table to start with, just so that I'm not sticking anything to the glue, just till I get that first piece on, and then I can come and make sure that that's straight where I want that to be. I do cut the ends off, and I lift up the tails, a little bit of tacky glue underneath, make sure that's coated in this tacky glue on the top and the bottom. I think I'll leave that for a minute. Let me put this piece on first, otherwise I could be a little off with my layers. So we'll put this one on the bottom first, because that's the one that takes up all the bottom there. Actually, what I can do is just open this out, make it easy for myself. Did you see a Hunkydory this morning? Well, it's not long finished, to be honest. New box magazine is going to be the last one. And I was like, I don't need the magazine. I don't need that one. I usually get the other one. But here's my dilemma. I love the koi fish, and anything with fish on normally I would get for Anthony for a birthday card, or you know, because he was an aquarist. Is that what they say? Aquarist, aquarist, maybe that's the way they say it. But he loved his fish, fighting fish. He had a couple of those, but you know, all of the sort of tropical, not the sea ones, you know, sort of marine. He was into tropical, you sort of, not so much guppies, because we had a lot of guppies, and I think he got a bit bored of them, but sort of mollies and different ones, expensive ones pretty much. He had quite a few. So anything with fish that I see, dyes or kits, that's what I would normally sort of get in mind for him. Last year I did him Carnations Crafts koi. They had the koi carp with the dye. You print out the sheets, and then you just line up the dye and pop it on. I made him a card with that, and he loved that. So yeah, so that's my dilemma. So I love them because obviously that's what I would be thinking of to get him, although his birthday's already gone for this year now, because he's in May. I'm going to go with that one. It's bigger and that's red. Pop that one out. I just think that would pop better against that green. Or we could go with the smaller one. We'll try them all. I think this frame looks a little bigger. Definitely like that one better. Okay, so I'll pop you to the side, and then maybe this red Season's Greetings we can have coming off the top. And I don't have, I'm going to put this little border in. Let's have a little look, see what that looks like. Yeah, so and I love that cat as well. I think that cat is super cute. In the magazine, so we'll see. I might talk myself into it next time I order something. So let's pop that on there. Let's see, does that change things? More or less. I like that, but I think it's a bit wide. I think it needs to be a little thinner for there. So I'm going to leave it out. I'm just going to go with these two bits. Probably might use all of the frames on this one today. We'll see. this sort of stepper card comes together really quickly. It's only one little cut. All your mats and layers, they'll still come out of a 6x6 mirror mat with very little wastage. So it is a favourite of mine. And any sort of long topper like this looks brilliant on it. And the sort of arch ones as well also look very nice on it. Let's have a look. Do we want to pop? Oh, I like that. Okay, as per usual, we won't use the frame. Okay, so let's do a little bit of decoupaging, not decoupaging, put some foam pads on. Sorry, my brain's a little bit scatty today. I think it might be, I didn't drink a lot of, didn't hydrate very well yesterday. And I tend to find that does make me a little bit more dizzy. Okay, so let's pop that in place. Take all of these pads off, and these are the 1mm Sticks 2 ones. Oops. And again, tacky glue on just to give us that bit of wiggle room time, which lately I have been needing. Then in goes our little Westie. Beautiful little Westie. Now, do I want to go a little higher on those? I have got these Crafters Companion ones here, so we could come a little higher, a bit of drama. And these are probably, I'd say, about 2 or 3mm, and they're this sort of, they're not quite squares, they're sort of little long ones, but perfect for frames and things. So, has anybody else been buying any more Hunkydory goodies? They have the beautiful robin kit, and that's another one I'm torn about because I love robins, but I think I still have got some from the robin craft pad. I might have an older Christmas robin kit as well. I was like looking yesterday, I was looking through, I got all the boxes out and I was looking for the inserts on this other kit that I've been playing with, the one that's 10 years old, and I didn't find them, but so there may not be an insert kit, but that's by the by. But there were so many good kits there. I think there was the first kit before they did Deco Large, because it's like decoupage but smaller, but in that same sort of theme. I found a whole unicorn kit with inserts, so I might have a little play with that on the side, sort of behind the scenes, and then do what I'm hoping to do today. So I'm doing this video now, and then I need to get that uploaded and edited, and I need to charge my camera battery again. And I don't know if you remember me telling you about the all the girls kit that I found that was 10 years old. Well, I finished crafting as much as I can with it. To be fair, I could possibly make another 3 cards because I have got some leftover card bits, but I will show you those. And I'm going to do like a throwback video with just it's going to be different to this because it's not going to be like where I'm making a card. I'm just going to show you all the cards I've made from that old kit, and I've also got the front cover with the sort of inspiration sheet on. So just if you are like me and have got this older kit, like I say, it is 10 years old, you know, it might give you a few ideas and a bit of inspiration to dig it out and have a little play yourself. So I found some windows from the heart, those sort of kits. There's those. Goodness, there was loads, and there's so many cute ones. Like I've been a customer for a long time, pretty much since they came to Create and Craft, me and Mum, and you forget how, because like we're lucky every week we get new things to play with pretty much. Let's put that on. And you forget all the beautiful things they've made in the past, and especially like magazine kits, because I used to buy Mum the subscription, and obviously there's been points when she's been unable to craft and these magazines have come in, and because it's like long periods where she couldn't do anything, she's either not touched them at all or taken a sheet out, maybe 1 or 2 sheets out, so I'm hoping, because like you just can't sell them, you can't sell the kits, it's really hard, so I might as well make them for the charity. So I'm just going to pick different ones and go through. I did find a kit for him and her with the inserts, so I don't know whether I'll do the unicorn one or I'll do that one. Those are my 2 choices for playing with, and then like I say, I'll do a throwback video like the one I'm going to do, or I'm hoping to do today. Okay, so back to this card. So I think we need something down here, maybe one in that corner there. We're just going to bring that red back in, and I might make a little bow as well. Should I go one there, one there? No, let's go over here. We've finished all the reds on this sheet. Let me just take that. Just going to take the sticky off this one because it's not quite square on, and I can see it when it's on a card and it annoys me. So I take the sticky off, just pick up the gem and pop it on a little bit of that tacky glue. Okay, and then I need my little bow maker, and I'm going to just come across. The one that's gone under goes over the top, and it goes. Just tie it in a knot, cut it taut, and slip it off, and then I just arrange these tails kind of how I want them to go, because the glue is going to hold them. I tend to cut like that. You can cut straight if you want. With these smaller ribbons, there's no way I don't think you get a fishtail in it. So I'm going to pop this onto the corner there, and then I'm going to bring in my little reverse tweezers. Can I get under there? Yes, I can. And then what I'll do is I'll leave that to sit for 10 minutes, and that will be glued. So I'm not going to show you it up until the end. We'll let that glue, and I'm going to get set up for card number 2. Bear with me. Okay, so for card number 2, I'm going to bring in some more of that white cardstock. I've got 2 pieces because I'm going to do a 6x6 card with a little front step. So actually, let me cut it, the trimmer first. So one of these pieces here, I'm going to cut to 3.5 inches. Oops, got a little bit of green there. 3.5. And then we've got it by the length of this, which is the 6. So I'll put that at the front in case I need another piece at a different time. And then we can bring in the scoreboard. There we go. So this one, as normal, I'm going to score at 6. And then we're just going to give that a real smush down. We'll do a better fold with the bone folder when we've got rid of the board. And then this one, I'm going to go at 1.5 and at 3. So I've got 2 panels that are 1.5 and then 1/2 inch for my glue tab. Okay, so let's bring in that bone folder, like we said, the porcelain bone folder. Just give that a good burnish down. And then this one needs to go that way. So I do quite often say this card is slightly whiter on one side, and I do prefer to use the whiter side. I think it's a little smoother. Okay, so we are going to use our red liner tape. Super sticky. That's if we can find the end. And I haven't got a very thin one, but what I'm going to do is add in some tacky glue. Okay. Just to give that a little bit of help. So this super sticky tape will stick it straight away, and then that tacky glue will glue those fibres together as well. So it's just going to have pretty much the best of both worlds. It's just a light application there. And what I do with these is I just line it up square on the bottom and then just pop it down. And then we're going to have that perfect square shape. And the reason why I glue it there is because now I know I can hide it with my layers. Okay, if you've got larger cardstock, you can do it like if you've got the A3, you can cut it out of one piece. You would need a piece that is 15 inches. So you would score at 6, 12 and 13.5. Yeah, and then cut it at 15. And you would get the same thing but in one piece. You wouldn't need to leave that ½ inch for the glue tab. Okay, so let's grab my trimmer. Again, we are coming in with silver. So we've got one of these. So this piece is going to be our normal 6x6. So I'm going 2 notches under the 6 by 2 notches under the 6. And I'm just going to warn you, I am expecting a grocery delivery any minute. So if the dog suddenly goes wild, that'll be why. Okay, so that one goes on to there. And then we want a piece that's 1.5 by 6. So, or nearly 6. So I've got a little piece of left over here. So if I go to 1.5 minus 2 notches, get rid of that one because that's not the right one, and then 2 notches under that 6, and then that should fit onto there quite nicely. Okay, now I'm going to be coming in with some of this. Okay, so I want to cut some of the border from this. So I want that to be 1 3/4. So just wondering whether it's going to be better to go that way. So it was 1.5. We've taken no, so 1 1/4. Sorry, apologies. Thinking too, I want to take all of that off there. Do I want to go with the tartan? Let's go with the tartan, because I'm actually using the image on the other. Okay, so let's go. So it was 1.5. So now we need to go to 1 1/4. And I'm going the full way across on that one. And then I'm going to cut that to 5 3/4. And I'm going to do that twice. So I now have 2 pieces. Okay, and then this one here, I need to cut this one. So it would normally be 6 3/4. But I've already cut this piece to 1 1/4. So 1 1/4. So it should be 4 1/2. I'm going to cut off his ears if I do that. So let's go to there. this way, so 4.5. Just take a little bit off the snow, you can still see his feet, and then that's going to be the normal 5 3/4. Okay, so hopefully those have all worked out measurement wise. We will find out in a minute and see if we have to pivot. Okay, so my plan for this is, because that step is coming up, I really wanted the dog to be above the step, so that's why I've done that. And then to hide that, what I'm going to do is pop this piece of tartan on, and I'm going to have some green ribbon to hide that join. So that's going to become my one piece of cardstock, and those measurements did work out, so that's perfect. And then obviously this bit on here is going to mirror that onto the front anyway. Okay, so let's start with this bit because we are going to be putting the ribbon on, so we'll give it a bit of a chance to dry. A little bit of tacky in those corners. And the best thing to do is just make sure you've got that lined up of those top and those sides with the border you like, and then across here. So you could do this with that leather look piece that's on the other cardstock if you prefer. Let's just move that one up a little bit over. So that's the best thing about these glues, you get that wiggle room time. And this is like a deep sort of Christmas green ribbon, 3mm satin double faced, and we will pop that there again. I'm going to use the red liner tape. Pop those backs off onto there, and I'm just going to pop that on the edge of my table. I know you can't really see that so well, but it's just to get that first piece on. Once you've got that first piece right, you can just come across the bottom like so, and now who would know that that was even not meant to be like that. Again, a little bit of tacky glue under and on those ribbons so they don't fray, they don't move. And then I'm going to come in with this piece. Again, oops, stand up. It's drunk. A little bit of tacky glue. And there. Across, and of course, any tartan. Any diagonal lines, any of those sort of embossing folders would work perfect with that and look absolutely stunning. Even a mask or a stencil, you do get some lovely embossing with those things. In my video, my next video with the throwback one, you'll see I've done quite a lot of embossing with stencils. It's just a question of getting those in the right place, giving that a little press down, and I can move that forward, and again, all purpose all the way around, tacky in those corners, and then just making sure I'm covering up that join and getting my layer right, so it just needs to come over a touch. I can see there is just an edge there, but I will cut that off with my knife afterwards. And that's where we're starting from with our card looking like so. Let me just hold it up so you can see. So it was going to sit something like that on a shelf. So let's bring the toppers back in. I don't know if I want to use a little one. for whether I want to just go with sort of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. What have we got left over? We've got 2. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one because I want to make the most out of this cardstock. What I might do though, just coming back in, I might just take that little one out. So I'm going to put our ribbon on him, add a bow on him rather than putting it onto there. So I'm going to need some foam pads, just some 1mm ones. Like I say, this cardstock is so beautiful. You know, sometimes it's just really nice to let that cardstock do the talking and bring that drama. I mean, literally, if you just took this and cut those images, cut that image like that and put it on a card, it's going to look stunning. So, okay, so that's going on there. I think that's about centre. I'm sort of using the fleur-de-lis. And then I'm going to come up here. Again, I'm going to use some foam pads. Again, these are the 1mm ones. Put that across the hole. Bow maker comes back out. And scissors and ribbon. Just grab another piece of that. Oops. These are just like sewing clips. Sometimes they're good for odd bits of ribbon like this. Just going to make ourselves a nice little bow. I'm thinking this one, unless I see one more fitting, this one may go to a family member because I know my cousin has got a Westie, so I know my auntie and uncle would like this. I know they babysit him or her. Can't remember what it's called. She must be getting on, or he must be getting on there. They've had it a while. I think that's our Lee that has the Westie. Okay, so let's just pop little pips there. Let's just give them a little sand down. So I'm going to pop that in that corner. And when it comes to sort of doing bows, because I do use the tacky glue now, I do tend to try and put them near an edge where I can get those reverse tweezers on to hold that for me. Like so. So that will let that set. And then we've got fallen into my lap those green ones. I think there's another packet of them here because I think, yeah, Mum had like 5 sets of the same one. Oh, these are different ones because they've got greens on as well. I know she had 5 sets of the Christmas ones. But let's get these off of here first of all. And I'm going to go 2 there. And I'm going to go 2 there, and then up in this corner, just to tie it all together, I'm going to come in with 1. Okay, so that is that finished card. So what I need to do is just give that a couple of minutes to set, and I'll come back and just do the summing up for you. Bear with me. Okay guys, so that's all the bows dried, and those are the completed cards. So this is the one, obviously that little one stepper, that sort of stepper with one side, that's that one. And the bow, I think, kind of disappears a bit into it there. Maybe I should have gone with a gold bow, a silver bow, or a lighter green maybe. And then that one, that green bow really looks quite nice on there, and that one's finished. Okay, so what I'll do is I will take photos and pop them up on Pinterest, and there are a couple of photos from the remainder of the kit last time to go up as well. So I will do those today, in a minute in fact, and then I'm going to get this video edited and up as soon as I can. while I'm doing that, the battery can charge from my camera, so hopefully it'll probably be quite late when it goes up because of the editing. I mean, it's not going to be a very long video, probably. I don't think it'll even be 10 minutes, but we'll see. 10 to 15 minutes, maybe that. But yeah, I'll get that up tonight, hopefully. And that's just, like I say, it's just going to be the cards that I've made rather than an actual demonstration as such. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. Hope you're still enjoying the warm weather if you're in the UK. I hear it is set to go downhill a little bit, but we've still got the sun, so it's still plenty of time to get the barbecue out. But until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.